When you think about wine, Napoleon probably isn't what comes to mind. But the famous French emperor impacted wine in many ways. The French Revolution of the early 1790s evolved into the Napoleonic Wars, when Napoleon Bonaparte tried to seize and maintain power. This led to despair and inflation across Europe. The wars created division between farmers and wine merchants, causing prices to increase significantly and leading to fraudulent wines and shady merchants. Wartime wine consumption was hefty in each nation's armed forces. Sometimes wine was stolen from local wineries, leading to vast hidden caches of wine across Europe, which were uncovered decades later. The Napoleonic Code set rules concerning divorce, inheritance, and property ownership, among other things. This aimed to brush away privilege based on birth, allow freedom of religion, and establish worldwide property rights. The most significant influence the Napoleonic Code had on wine is seen in Burgundy. The code stipulated that all inheritance must be equally split among legally recognized children. Previously, the firstborn son inherited everything. In Burgundy, unlike other regions of France, the Napoleon inheritance laws meant that single vineyards were no longer passed down to a single heir, but divided each generation. This continual splintering into smaller vineyard parcels through successive generations created a unique wine region. Today, different families may own single rows, half rows, or smaller pieces, a patchwork all within one overarching vineyard. During this period, the famous widow Cliquot helped build the sparkling wine industry in Champagne. Her champagne was carried by Napoleon's army, and when the wars ended, thousands of troops popped the bubbly, forever linking victory and celebration with champagne. The connection between Napoleon and champagne even has strange references. It is theorized that the shape of the champagne coupe was modeled after the breasts of Empress Josephine, Napoleon's first wife. Whether it was Josephine, Marie Antoinette, or another, we may never confirm, but it seems someone during that era donated the use of her chest for the mold. While in power, Napoleon's favorite wine was Chambertin. One of Napoleon's companions recorded, "During 15 years, he constantly drank a particular sort of Burgundy, Chambertin, which he liked and believed to be wholesome for him. He found this wine provided for him throughout Germany, in the remotest part of Spain, everywhere, even at Moscow." When exiled to the remote Atlantic island of St. Helena, following his ultimate defeat, Napoleon had nearly 300 gallons of sweet wine from the Constantia winery in South Africa sent to him. It was allegedly all he would drink on his deathbed several years later. These are just some of the many connections between wine, culture, and one of the most famous dictators in history.